ASMR Nation. We are going to do a ramble about my yesterday. I actually wrote down like pretty much everything that I did yesterday because I was trying to figure out where my days go, like what's happening here. Also, I got a new planner, so I'll show you guys that real quick. But before we get into it, you know the drill. You know the deal. We gotta do some channel maintenance, some channel hygiene. So if you're new here, welcome to my nonsense. If you're old here, welcome back. Oh geez. If you're new here, please consider hitting subscribe. And if you're old here, go double check, make sure you're subscribed. Hit the like. If you like, leave a comment. It could be anything related to the video. It could just be hello, a few emojis, whatever, as long as it's cool and respectful. Hit the notification bell. As always, I will link my tip jars down yonder in the description box. No pressure whatsoever, but every $1 or $2 helps. That is what allows me to continue to make content. Also, you are invited to my Patreon. I know not everybody can come, but you can't say you weren't invited. You want the smoke? It's over there. I also post pictures over there occasionally to the free tier or the public or something. Let me stop Tucker from looking back there. That's Tucker, the dog that I babysit, and he's got a licking problem today, and it's driving me a little nuts. Love Tucker, don't love his licking. So this is the planner. No buy July, big fail. But this was only like, I think $14 at Hobby Lobby, and it was just too freaking gorgeous to resist. It's an academic, so it goes from like July for like a year and a half or something like that. So let me flip it open to yesterday. I had planned on recording like 4 videos yesterday. Do you know how many I got done? 0. Zilch. Nada. There's a German word for it too, and I forget that one. Okay. So, as I'm recording this, today is July 19th, so this was yesterday, July 18th. Now, I freaking just started using this planner, and I had it on the table, like sitting out, and I had my pencil right by it, right? Just started using this planner, and I look over, and my son had colored in pencil all over one page. I was like, no. So we had to have the talk that this is mom's planner, and that he has to ask for paper. Yada yada yada. Okay, so yesterday I had to get up really early. I've had 2 horrible nights of sleep. So, but the night before that, horrible night of sleep because Tucker cried all night long. He's starting to miss his mom because he's been here for like a week and a half. So I got like no sleep, and I had to be up for me and my teenager's dentist appointment at 8 a.m. So I had my alarm set for 7 a.m. because I did not need to get like ready. Like this was as ready as I needed to be. So I'm like, okay, we'll just get up, eat, make sure she's up. She takes forever to get her out of the house. I'm like, what is going on? I'm going to the car. So we make it to the dentist a few minutes early, which was great. And it wasn't terribly long, but they don't do the cleaning the same day as they do your exam, which I find stupid. I find a waste of my time. I had no cavities. There's the 2 teeth that are on watch, which it's a new dentist. I always find it's a pretty good sign when your dentist is willing to put things on watch. Like, let's just see how stable this is. Let's just see how it develops. You know, we don't need to do anything. We don't need to rush anything. I'm like, perfect. The x-rays hurt this time though. She's like, yeah, these ones have really hard edges. Well, what? Order different ones or write this like, no. X-rays shouldn't hurt like that. Like, no. Never had an issue before with x-rays. And my teenager was like 2 rooms down, and she did get her cleaning. So I think with pediatrics, because she's still 17, they must do the cleanings that day. I don't know. Now, she had 2 cavities. cavities, and that's very rare for she's actually never had a cavity on an adult tooth. Now, one of the cavities that she has is on a baby tooth. Now, the reason she still has a baby tooth, it's kind of weird, and it must be from my side of the family because I think my brother said he has the same thing, but one of her teeth doesn't have a big tooth to drop down, so it's never pushed that tooth out, and she needs to hang on to that tooth like indefinitely, the baby tooth, right? So like after the dentist saw her, the dentist came and saw me so she could like catch me up on my teenager stuff, and she's like, well, the one cavity is on that baby tooth, which is kind of inevitable. Like, it's asking a baby tooth a lot to be almost 18 years old, so she's like, we really want to get that one fixed up because she wants to keep that one as long as possible. I don't know what happens when it eventually falls out. I've asked like 10 dentists that, and they're like, well, we'll start to close it around it. I'm like, okay. If it ever, some people's, I guess, last like 50 years, I don't know. So she's got that cavity and one other one, I think on a molar. So they finished up my exam. It went well. I just had like a couple areas of inflammation, which they said will probably go away after my cleaning, which is in like 3 weeks. And then the 2 areas that they're going to watch, they said, so like the fillings that I have are pretty stable. They'll probably eventually, a couple of them need to get redone, but they're fine right now. Like, good. But then I like went to billing and scheduling to schedule her cavities and my cleaning. Now my cleaning was going to end up being like $12. I'm like, awesome. But then we get to her cavities, right? Her cavities are $600 total, and insurance was going to pay like some amount, and my remaining balance is going to be $350. $350. This is with insurance for 2 regular ass cavities. So I'm like, okay, I'm just soaking this all in. I make the appointments for next month and we hit the road. All right, that was the longest tangent I'll go in because that was like the big event of the day. Came back and I was going to record. No, I was beat. Absolutely beat. Could not record. I laid down on the couch and just like kind of drifted off, hoping that my toddler would sleep in. His dad was sleeping in too because he had worked late the night before. And he kind of did. I fell asleep for a little bit. I had to post to the channel. Now, if you're not familiar with the process, sometimes posting, like I didn't have to really edit anything, and I rarely do. And I have just grown so, like, when a channel is edited almost at all, I don't even watch it anymore. I don't like when people stop and go nonstop. Like, it's just, like, that would be not okay. They would cut that and clip, like, there's no space between their thoughts or there's words or anything. So if you ever thought I would get to a point of editing, I won't. I'll edit like a loud noise out or just not much. There's not much I don't know if other people feel like that or not, but I cannot watch YouTubes that are just so heavily edited that they drive me nuts. And it's not usually ASMRs, it's other stuff. It's other content. ASMR usually isn't that choppy and abrupt, but other content can be. So I had to post, and sometimes posting can take 30 minutes. And sometimes, I don't know if it's just my iPad or what, but sometimes like it's not loading at all. I have to like babysit it. I have to keep opening up the page, and then it'll like trigger it to go. I don't know what's going on. Like, how does it know? How does me opening up the app again trigger it to like start going or start going again? I don't know. So sometimes it takes like hours. But I did manage to get it uploaded yesterday, not till later in the day. I had to make my grocery order. Usually making a grocery order online takes me about 30 minutes. And then I go through Target, so it's supposed to be ready 2 hours after you submit the order. So I did my grocery shopping online and submitted the order. My goal was to post at least 10 items for sale on Facebook Marketplace, and I did, but I didn't do that till the evening. I did post at least 10. I got to 10 and then I stopped counting. Just stuff that has to go, like I have to declutter. I've been purchasing a lot of like new clothing items and trying to sell the ones that I dislike, and then I had to do grocery pickup. I was really tempted. When you do grocery pickup through Target and it says your order is ready, when you say, okay, I'm coming, it prompts you to buy a Starbucks drink. And I was so tempted, but I have been so freaking good. Like, I typically only get my Starbucks drinks when I'm at work, like out of town. And I did good. I was like, nope, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to make my coffee, which I did. Now, I have not been able to drink coffee during the day for months, but yesterday I was like, I don't have a choice. I got like no sleep. I have to skip the matcha and go straight to the coffee, and it worked out. So now I'm like, I want to push it. I want to do it today too. Here goes the insanity that is the addictive personality. Like, oh, I could have one yesterday. I could have one during the day yesterday. Well, why can't I have one today too? And then it'll make me sick and I'll have to learn my lesson. I don't know. I'm going to try it again. But that really is the same. Never mind. We will leave that subject alone. So I did good. I went and picked up the groceries. Got to listen to my book a little bit. I need to hurry up and finish because I have like 2 days to finish. I think I have 4 hours left on my audiobook, which is totally doable if I just remember to put it on. Especially because I listen at 1.75 speed. And the book I'm reading right now is called Something in the Water, and it's pretty good. I'm reading that book, and well, I'll just do a currently list. I'll do a separate video that's my currently list because they're good. And I want to talk a little bit about them. Both. Got home and it was time to do like a round of fetch with my big dog while the little dog's kind of just puts back and forth in the yard because that's really all the exercise the little ones need. But my big dog needs to be ran like a pony. So we did a round of fetch, and then I had to do dog doo-doo duty. Not my favorite thing, but it has to be done. So do that, come in, fetch, doo-doo, gotta wash your hands. But then I had to go back out, and we had some really bad storms. We had one that was really, really bad. So we have 4 pretty big trees. So I had to pick up sticks. I didn't count, but I'm guessing there was at least like probably 40, 50 from each tree. So there was a lot of sticks, and then I just threw them in the fire pit. So I did like some laborious things, a few laborious things, back to back. And then I was like, we're laying down. It was afternoon at that point. So Tyler doesn't nap, but he will watch his shows. Like, that's his TV time, and he just kind of like lays in between us while we take like ends up being like a 40-minute nap or something, 45-minute nap. Just like an afternoon quiet time, reprieve, like a restart. And then my husband had to work the evening last night. So, I also, before nap, had made lunch. So I made smash burgers, which is just burgers with onions, and I used a yellow bell pepper. And then I made 1 pound with onions, bell pepper, and jalapenos. But Target does not have jalapenos. Target does not carry them, I guess. I don't know. Every time I type it into the search bar, it only offers canned. So I had to use canned. Jarred, actually. They were delicious. I only had 1, and I ate it on a regular bun, which I'm not supposed to. So we had like a full tummy and we did like some labor and stuff, so we were ready to just like crash for just a little bit. I had to call the school because I'm in the middle of a little tiff with my daughter's billing because she had an ROTC uniform that she turned in. She has the email saying that she turned it in, but it is still on the bill. And this is not the first time I've called about it, so now I have to call again. Like, why is this still on the bill? We have the email that she turned in. And we're talking about, one bill says it's $350 and one bill says it's $500. Like, we're not talking about a $75 charge. Get it right. Anyway, I called one place yesterday. I said I had to call another place. The other place didn't answer the phone, so I have to tackle that again today. So it's like, it's in limbo. It's in limbo. So after nap time, I usually kind of linger in bed for a little bit, lays on the couch for a little bit, and then it's time to like get up and figure dinner out. We actually had kind of two dinners yesterday. Because our first one was at like 4, and I was like, well, that's not going to do it. And my son just wanted oatmeal. And I knew that wasn't going to be enough and wasn't like a substantial dinner, so it's still like in the back of my head, like, oh, I'm going to have to feed him again because that is not going to cut it. And I had a Tiffany plate with just one of the, like, I made like a tiny burger, a couple tiny burgers for Tiffany plates. And then cauliflower and bell pepper and cottage cheese. My freaking cottage cheese that I got from Target was pretty much milk. I have never seen cottage cheese that freaking soupy in my life. I was like, what is this shit? Mad about that. I was just like pooling all over the plate. Disgusting. Cottage cheese is already kind of like rough to look at, you know, but then when it's messed up, you're like, how am I supposed to eat healthy when... So that was dinner one. Later on, I had a little salad, like a mozzarella, tomato, avocado with balsamic glaze, and then my toddler had some soup and chips. Did a couple more rounds of fetch. I had to feed the dogs. I have to feed the dogs. My dogs get fed once a day in a huge bowl that they just share, and I water them like twice a day. But Tucker has a little bit more of a delicate feeding schedule because he has wet food and dry food that gets mixed with hot water a few times a day. So it's like running a small farm over here. So I got them fed. I have to read to Cruz every day. He had already done like a workbook with his dad, like this little workbook thing he has with his dad while I was cooking the smash burgers, but I knew I had to read to him, so I read him a book. We read his turtle book again. It's the turtle book. Usually I try to do 2 books back to back, but I just didn't have it in me yesterday, so we got 1 book in. He's on that like read 1,000 before kindergarten thing, and he probably already has, but I forget to mark him down, so I think we're at like 200 or something. I wanted to make up my morning basket, but I didn't get to it. Now, what is a morning basket? It's like a basket with your planners, your journals, a book that you want to read, like a daily reflections book or like a meditation. Like, you just put the things that you want to tackle, maybe something that you're learning. You could throw your Kindle in there, like whatever. It's for when stuff you want to tackle in the morning or just at a set time of day. I've been trying to put together a morning basket, but I can't find a basket. Sometimes I feel like I'm so behind on adulting. Like, what adult doesn't have random baskets? A couple weeks ago, I realized I didn't own a cooler. Oh, what kind of full-blown adult doesn't have a cooler? What's wrong with me? So I'm in search of a basket right now. I might just have to order one. I don't know. Where do you get your baskets? I wanted to read 15% of my book that I'm reading on my Kindle, which is good. The frustrating part at the end, but that's what the whole book is about. And I knew that going in. Like, I'm towards the end now. definitely read 15% yesterday. I'm going to finish it up today. It is called The Wolf at the Table by Adam Rapp. I needed to change out a Scentsy bulb. That didn't work out because the bulbs that I ordered were too tall for my freaking Scentsy. So that meant I had to order other bulbs for my Scentsy. I had to order other bulbs, and then I had to order smaller spoons because all we have is tablespoons. I hate tablespoons. I don't know where the teaspoons have went. My toddler's been trying to like eat off these huge spoons, and it's messy, and so I had to order a couple. I ordered bamboo. I don't like metal. I do not prefer metal. I'll eat off metal if I have to, but I've had phases in my life where I can't even eat off metal. I've had phases in my life where I can't drink out of glass. I am starting to go through my winter clothes that I have in the basement just to see what I have. Now is the time. July, June, if you need winter items, that's when there's sales and good resales on like Poshmarks and Mercaris and stuff. So check your winter coats, check your sweaters. Like, people are selling those things cheap right now because nobody's looking at them. If you put in an offer, it's probably going to get sold. So I was trying to go through some of the stuff in the basement. Meanwhile, my toddler found like, because he has to get into stuff, you know, so I'm like down there going through that stuff, and he finds like this basket of I look over and he's got like a hat, a scarf, gloves on, and pretty much nothing else. Okay. Because we did like the sprinklers too. We also did the sprinklers 2 times yesterday. But it was cute. I had to make some hard-boiled eggs. Like, my teenager doesn't eat much that I cook anymore, but she will go for the hard-boiled eggs because they're easy. She did eat my burgers yesterday. She likes my burgers. We watched like a little, it wasn't River Monsters. It was some other cheesy kind of River Monster show. They were catching sturgeons. So I watched a little bit of like not grown up, not kid TV, but something we could both kind of watch. It's just me and my toddler at that point. My husband wasn't home yet. And then we let the dogs out one last time, and we laid in the hammock, which we've been trying to do every day that it's nice out. Before bed, like I try to just spend 10 minutes in the hammock with my toddler, and we just kind of look at the moon and chat, and he's very sweet, and he tells me I'm the best, and I tell him that he's the best, and it's just very cute. Anyways, I think he's waking up right now to be his best self. He's got a cough right now, so we'll see how that's going. I'm hoping it will resolve itself. Send healing vibes. We cannot handle another virus in this house. If you watched this all the way to the end, thank you very much. I hope you have a good rest of